Hey, Matt Morris at mattmorris.com. Thanks for tuning in. Today I wanted to record a show for you on the power of no. See, after 20 years in network marketing, one of the things that I've realized is probably the number one reason why people don't go have success is because they get their feelings hurt, the fear of rejection. And it's a powerful, powerful fear. You know, some people say it's the fear of public speaking. In reality, the fear of public speaking is just the fear of being rejected publicly. So, my good friend Curtis Broom, he actually did a training in the UK a couple weeks ago, and he outlined this to a small group, and I'm sure I will not do it justice the way he did, but it was a very, very powerful concept that I wanted to share with you, just to give you some numbers behind it. Now, if you've seen me train, I've done videos on the power of no. In fact, getting paid for no's, in our profession, really in any sales profession, if you break it down, no one gets only yeses, right? I don't care how good you are. I don't care if there's, any trainer or whatever that says they close 100%, no one does, right? So you have to go through no's. Everyone goes through no's. And so the way I've really tried to wire my brain is, instead of trying to avoid the no, get excited about the no. And, here's the thing that I've realized is we get paid for the no, right? And the mistake people make is, you've got you here, and on one side you've got success, and on the other side you have rejection, okay? We'll abbreviate. And what most network marketers do, and this is the reason why most people are amateurs and most people never really rise to the level of success that they desire for themselves, is because they're trying to only have success and they're trying to avoid rejection at all costs. And that was one of the reasons why I struggled for so many years. I would only show my business to someone or attempt to sell my product to someone who I thought had a pretty good chance of saying yes. Unfortunately, you never know who's going to say yes. You never know who's going to say no. You can't play psychic friend. You can't play mind reader. You have to go out and, share it with as many people as you can, regardless of whether you think they're going to do it or not. And so if this is the philosophy, the mindset that you've been having, it's going to guarantee your failure. There's no way that you can only get successes without getting rejections. So, the way I figured it, we get paid on the rejections. We get paid on the no's because the only way to get to the yeses is to go through the no's. So realize anytime someone rejects you, whatever you're selling, if you're in network marketing, if you're in sales, whatever it is, you're going to have to get no's, and you get paid for the no. In fact, I've done the numbers over the last, 6.5 years that I've been with my company, and everyone I've sat down and shared my product with, the people that have told me no, it's a staggering amount of income that I've actually earned if I do the calculation on I got paid for each one. Obviously, because the yeses is where we really make the money, but rewire your brain a little bit. And so here's what Curtis talked about with the power of no is, he gave a couple different examples. And before I show you the numbers here, one thing that is true, I've said this in other videos, write this down. When you stop being afraid of the no's, that's when people start saying yes. See, because so many people in sales in general or in network marketing, they're afraid of the no. And what happens is that fear that you have, it's almost like a neediness and a fear. Well, guess what? Your prospect, they can sense that neediness. They can sense that fear like a dog smells fear. It's the same thing. And when you finally can have some posture and decide that you're going to have fun and you're not going to care whether they say yes or no, you're going to focus on the process, not the result, then all of a sudden it's like you have a much higher closing ratio. At least that's what has been true for me. And I've rolled out, Go for No contest. In fact, a great book is Go for No. And I've done these contests where it's like, all right, go get 140 no's. And that's the goal. The goal's not enrolling people, it's to go get 140 no's. Now, there's other trainers that think I'm, completely ridiculous. And by the way, none of those trainers have built an organization the size that I have. But here's what's happened. Every time I've rolled one of those out, the people who have focused on the no and made a goal of getting a no, they've actually gotten a higher percentage than they ever have of people actually saying yes, because they've got a whole nother level of posture. So here's the numbers that Curtis broke out. Is he had 100, 500, and 1,000. Okay? So 100, 500, and 1,000. Now, here's what he talked about, is how you're going to have to go through 100 personal no's. Now, this is not 100 people that you've called and said, hey, would you like to meet me for coffee? And they say no. That's not a no. A no is someone you've shown your full product offering to, your full business offering to, okay? You've gone through a full presentation, they've watched a presentation video maybe, they've come to a home meeting, they've come to a hotel meeting, whatever it may be, someone who's seen a full presentation. You're gonna have to go get 100 personal no's before you really have any kind of momentum kicking in. And what I think is true, you got to go get about 100 no's before you can even consider yourself to be good. Okay, you're not really serious about your business until you've gone out and gotten 100 no's. Now, if you have a really high enrollment ratio, maybe you're enrolling 1 out of 2, 1 out of 3, that's good. Focus on that 100 personal no's. Now, the goal in network marketing is not to be the #1 personal sponsor, right? I mean, you've got to be able to support your group and things like that. So it's not just throwing mud against a wall and seeing what sticks. It's enrolling someone and then going to work and helping them. I'm going to do another video here shortly on the power of actually taprooting and digging into your group and helping the people. So helping your people. So 100 personal no's before you are considered even good. Okay, so there you go. Go get 100 personal no's, and that's before you got any real momentum. So go get 100 no's. Chances are you're going to enroll enough people where you got some good growth happening. Well, then the 500, this is 500 no's that you've participated in. Okay, so you got your 100 personal no's, and then you have 500 no's where you've actually been the person to maybe a 2-on-1. You've done the presentation. You've pushed play on the video. You've built rapport, pushed play, went to collect a decision. You're going to have to go get 500 no's to get to a full-time income. So 500 no's, full-time income. And so if I look, the first time I ever had huge success, I went out and enrolled about 30 people in a month. Okay, I don't know how I did it. I've never done it since. That was about 15, 16 years ago. And, I got a lot of no's. I got about 100 no's in order to get those 30 yeses. So, and what happened is I got pretty good. See, when I started, I didn't have, it took me a little while to kind of get in the sync, to know what to say, how to say it, to increase your ability. So what you lack in skill, you make up for in numbers. See, your first 10 no's are probably the worst you'll ever be. The next 10 no's, you'll be a little better. The next 10 no's, you're a little better. The next 10 no's, you're a little better. See, this is all about getting mastery. And so 500 no's, that's where you're doing 2-on-1 presentations for people in your group. Maybe you're doing phone conversations, 3-way calls. So go get 500 no's. Focus on the 500 no's if you want to get to a full-time income. Now, 1,000 no's that you've participated in, this is really at the point where you've got a level of mastery that's greater than almost everyone in our profession, because the reality is most people are not willing to go out and get 1,000 no's. And this is where you're on the path to financial freedom. So that's the path to financial freedom. Are there any guarantees? Absolutely not. But based on my results, based on the results of a lot of people that I've seen in our profession, this number holds true. Now, one of the things, if you read, Malcolm Gladwell has a book where he talks about the 10,000 hour rule. Anything that you do 10,000 hours of, you're going to have mastery. There's very few people who are willing to go out and put 10,000 hours into their craft. And if you've gone out and done 1,000 no's and you figure each interaction might be 30 minutes to an hour, you're getting up there. I mean, you got a lot of skill that you've developed over this time frame. And chances are, by the time you go get 1,000 no's, you've got a level of skill where you could just rebuild it over and over and over and over again, because now you have the confidence of knowing if I just go through the numbers, the results are going to happen. And so, my friends, that is the power of no. Hope you enjoyed it. If you feel like this can add some value to some others, definitely share it around. I would love to hear your comments below. If you feel like someone else that you know specifically could use this information, you can tag them in the post. If you're not already at mattmorris.com, hop over there, mattmorris.com, put your name and email address in. I've got a special 5-day free video series for you that I believe you will absolutely love. Thanks for tuning in. Go make life an adventure.